Vietnam, a land of misty mountains, emerald rice paddies and bustling cities. But beneath this modern facade lies a history as rich and layered as the earth itself. We begin our journey thousands of years ago. Picture, if you will, a time before written history. Archaeological whispers tell tales of early humans, their presence etched in stone tools and ancient campsites. The Sun Phi culture, dating back almost 20,000 years, offers a glimpse into these prehistoric lives. These early inhabitants hunted, gathered, and began to leave their mark on the land. Then came the Dongson culture, masters of bronze casting. Their intricate drums, adorned with spirals and geometric designs, still resonate with an ancient power. These drums, evidence of a sophisticated society, were more than just instruments. They were symbols of authority, used in rituals and ceremonies connecting the people to their ancestors and the cosmos. Every nation has its myths, its founding legends passed down through generations. In Vietnam, that story begins with the Hung kings. Imagine a king not of flesh and blood, but of myth and memory. Hung Vuong, they called him, the first of a dynasty that would shape a nation. The kingdom of Van Lang, founded in the mists of time, emerged along the fertile banks of the Red River. Here, amidst the bamboo forests and rice fields, the foundations of Vietnamese culture were laid. The Hung kings, it is said, taught their people the art of agriculture, how to cultivate rice and live in harmony with the land. These legends, though shrouded in time, reveal something essential about the Vietnamese character: a deep connection to their ancestors, a respect for tradition, and an enduring bond with the land that sustains them. The Hung kings may be figures of myth, but their legacy lives on in the spirit of the Vietnamese people. The story of Vietnam, like the Mekong River that snakes through its heart, takes many turns. For over 1,000 years, a powerful force cast a long shadow over the land, China. In 111 BC, the armies of the Han Dynasty marched south, conquering the kingdom of Olac and ushering in a new era. Chinese rule brought with it a wave of change. Confucianism, with its emphasis on order and hierarchy, began to influence Vietnamese society. But the Vietnamese spirit, like bamboo bending in the wind, proved remarkably resilient. Uprisings flared like embers in the night, a testament to the enduring yearning for freedom. The Trung sisters, two warrior women of extraordinary courage, led a revolt that shook the Chinese Empire. Their legacy would inspire generations to come. Lady Trieu, another iconic figure, rallied her people against the invaders, her bravery etched in the annals of Vietnamese history. These acts of defiance, though ultimately unsuccessful, demonstrated the unyielding spirit of the Vietnamese people. The year is 938 AD. On the waters of the Bac Dang River, a decisive battle rages. Ngo Khien, a Vietnamese general of cunning and daring, leads his forces against the mighty Southern Han army. The air crackles with tension, the fate of a nation hanging in the balance. Victory! Ngo Khien's forces, using a brilliant tactic of submerged stakes, crush the invaders, ushering in a new era of independence. This triumph marked a turning point, a decisive break from Chinese domination and the beginning of a golden age for Vietnam. New dynasties rose, each leaving their mark on the land and its people. The Dinh and early Lý dynasties consolidated power, laying the groundwork for a period of stability and growth. But it is with the Lý dynasty, founded in 1009 AD, that Vietnam truly began to flourish, its culture blossoming like the lotus flower. Section 5, The Flourishing of a Nation. Culture and expansion under the Lai and Tran. The Lai dynasty, a golden age in Vietnamese history. Imagine a time of peace and prosperity, when art, literature and religion flourished. Buddhism, embraced by the Lai kings, spread throughout the land, its gentle philosophy influencing everything from art and architecture to daily life. The Temple of Literature, founded in 1070 AD, stands today as a testament to this era. Its serene courtyards and elegant pavilions, once a center of learning, now whisper tales of a vibrant intellectual tradition. But the Lai were not just patrons of the arts. They were also shrewd rulers, expanding the kingdom's borders southwards. This southward expansion, known as Nam Tien, would continue under the Tran dynasty, who repelled not one, not two, but three Mongol invasions. The Mongols, led by the fearsome Kublai Khan, were the most powerful military force in the world, yet, against all odds, the Vietnamese prevailed. Section 6. A new era, the Le Dynasty and the Consolidation of Power. The year is 1428. Le Loi, a charismatic leader with a heart of a dragon, emerges victorious from a decade-long rebellion against the Ming dynasty. The Le Dynasty, born from the fires of resistance, would rule Vietnam for almost 4 centuries. Under Le Loi, Vietnam experienced a period of unprecedented stability and growth. Confucianism, embraced by the Le rulers, became the dominant ideology, shaping the moral and social fabric of Vietnamese society. The civil service examination system, adopted from China, provided a pathway for talented individuals to rise through the ranks based on merit rather than birthright. The Le Dynasty also oversaw further territorial expansion, pushing southwards into the Mekong Delta, incorporating the ancient kingdom of Champa and parts of the Khmer Empire. This southward expansion, while bringing prosperity and new lands, also led to the gradual displacement of indigenous populations, adding another layer of complexity to Vietnam's already diverse cultural tapestry. Section 7. Shadows of Colonialism, the arrival of the French and the struggle for identity. The 19th century brought with it the winds of change, but these winds carried the scent of gunpowder and the weight of imperial ambition. France, eager to expand its colonial empire, set its sights on Vietnam. The French, with their superior weaponry and relentless ambition, gradually chipped away at Vietnamese sovereignty. What began as a series of interventions in the south escalated into full-blown colonization. By 1884, Vietnam was firmly under French control, a part of the larger French Indochina. The French, eager to exploit the colony's resources, built roads, railways and plantations, but often at the expense of the Vietnamese people. Traditional Vietnamese society underwent profound transformations. Western education and culture, introduced by the French, clashed with traditional Confucian values. A new generation of Vietnamese, educated in French schools, began to question the legitimacy of colonial rule. The seeds of nationalism were sown, setting the stage for a struggle for independence that would span decades. Section 8. The fight for freedom, from colonial resistance to the First Indochina War. The Vietnamese people, despite facing the might of the French Empire, never surrendered their dream of freedom. Resistance movements, fueled by nationalist fervor, sprang up across the country. Some advocated for peaceful reform, while others chose the path of armed struggle. One man, destined to become the father of modern Vietnam, emerged from the shadows: Ho Chi Minh. A fervent nationalist and communist, Ho Chi Minh traveled the world, seeking support for Vietnam's independence. In 1941, he returned to Vietnam, rallying his people to fight for their freedom. World War II, which engulfed Southeast Asia, provided an opportunity. The Japanese, after occupying French Indochina, were themselves defeated, leaving a power vacuum in their wake. On September 2, 1945, Ho Chi Minh declared Vietnam's independence, his words echoing across a nation yearning for freedom. But the struggle was far from over. France, refusing to relinquish its colony, returned, igniting the First Indochina War. Section 9. Modern Vietnam, a nation transformed. The First Indochina War, a brutal and costly conflict, ended in 1954 with the defeat of the French at Dien Bien Phu. Vietnam, however, was tragically divided. The North, led by Ho Chi Minh, embraced communism, while the South, supported by the United States, became a battleground in the Cold War. The Vietnam War, as it came to be known, was one of the most divisive conflicts of the 20th century. For 2 decades, Vietnam was torn apart, its people subjected to unimaginable suffering. Finally, in 1975, the war ended with the fall of Saigon, reuniting Vietnam under communist rule. The road ahead was fraught with challenges: economic hardship, international isolation, and the legacy of war. But Vietnam, with the resilience forged over centuries of struggle, persevered. The Doi Moi reforms, launched in 1986, marked a turning point, gradually transitioning the country towards a market economy. Today, Vietnam is a nation transformed. Its economy is booming, its cities are vibrant hubs of commerce and culture, and its people are determined to embrace the future. The journey has been long and arduous, marked by both triumph and tragedy. But through it all, the Vietnamese spirit, like the bamboo that bends but never breaks, has endured. The story of Vietnam is a testament to the human spirit's capacity for resilience, adaptation, and the enduring quest for freedom.